Iran mistakenly shot down Ukraine jet, US media. Iran mistakenly shot down the Ukrainian plane that crashed on Wednesday near Tehran with 176 people on board, US media report. US officials say they believe the Ukrainian International Airlines Boeing 737-800 was hit by a missile, CBS says. Ukraine earlier said it was examining whether a missile strike brought down the aircraft, but Iran ruled this out. The crash came just hours after Iran carried out missile strikes on two air bases housing U.S. forces in Iraq. CBS News quoted U.S. intelligence sources as saying a satellite detected infrared blips of two missile launches followed by another blip of an explosion. Meanwhile, Newsweek quoted a Pentagon and senior U.S. intelligence official as well as an Iraqi intelligence official as saying they believe the Ukrainian plane was hit by a Russian-made Tor missile. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Thursday that he had suspicions about what happened to the plane. Meanwhile, when asked what he thought had happened to the plane, President Trump answered, "I have my suspicions. It's a tragic thing when I see that. It's a tragic thing. But somebody could have made a mistake on the other side. Some people say it was mechanical. I don't think that's even a question, personally. So we'll see what happens. Something very terrible happened. Very devastating," Mr. Trump said. Now, what does Iran say in all of this? Iran's Civil Aviation Organization, CAOI, Chief Ali Abedzadeh said the plane, which was initially headed west to leave the airport zone, turned right following a problem and was headed back to the airport at the moment of the crash. Mr. Abedzadeh added that witnesses saw the plane on fire before the crash and that pilots had not made any distress calls before trying to return to Imam Khomeini Airport. Several domestic and foreign flights were flying in Iranian space at the same altitude of 8,000 feet, that is 2,400 meters. The issue of the missile impact on the aircraft cannot be true in any way, he said. Mr. Abadzadeh said the initial findings had been sent to Ukraine and the US, where Boeing has its headquarters. He was earlier quoted as saying that terrorism had played no role in the crash. Sweden and Canada had also been sent the findings as their nationals were on board, he added. A pattern of disturbing indications is emerging, suggesting that Flight PS 752 may well have been shot down by mistake by Iran's own air defenses. While it is not unprecedented for air defense systems in conflict zones to shoot down airliners, this would be an extraordinary error. The aircraft had only just taken off from an international airport. It was a scheduled flight and it should easily have been recognizable. However, precisely what the operators of the Russian-supplied Soviet-era Tor or SA-15 Gauntlet system, as it is known by NATO, would have seen is unclear. All this is hugely embarrassing for the Iranian authorities and is only going to complicate the politics involved in getting to the bottom of this tragedy. Ukraine and Iran must cooperate in the investigation. A third country may be needed to analyze the data recorders carried by the doomed aircraft. The plane's manufacturer, Boeing, will have an interest, though the Iranians are typically saying that there will be no U.S. involvement. So who were those on board the plane? Among the victims were 82 Iranians, 63 Canadians, 11 Ukrainians, including all 9 crew, 10 Swedes, 4 Afghans, 3 Britons, and 3 Germans. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Vadim Pristaiko said 15 of the dead were children, but the German government later said, "We currently have no knowledge that German citizens are among the victims of the plane crash in Iran." Iran's head of emergency operations said 147 of the victims were Iranian. That would suggest that 65% of the foreign nationals had dual nationalities. The Ukrainian airline gave a helpline number for further information about passengers, and that number is +23 044 581 5019. Mr. Trudeau said 138 passengers on the flight were en route to Canada via Kiev. All people who won't be coming home to their parents, their friends, their colleagues, or their family, he said. All had so much potential, so much life ahead of them. As usual, please subscribe to the channel using the subscribe button below this video. Also, you can click the subscribe button right here, the circular icon that has my head showing in it. Also, you can click the two videos beside the subscribe icon showing on your screen right now, one to the left, one to the right. Thank you very much, guys. Adios. Have fun.